Hi everyone. I thought it was important to do a quick update on where I'm at, what I'm doing, given you may have seen some posts or information on LinkedIn about a new business that I'm involved in. Being a high promoter, I may overshare, and this short update may be a few minutes, so bear with me. I left MCG, my notice started in December, and my final day was end of May, just gone. And that was after 7.5, nearly 8 years with the company. Part of the final stage of my last few years with MCG, I helped establish the South African enterprise, and that was effectively an offshoring of UK staff to South Africa, but fully owned by MCG, set up all the legal entities, all the control for MCG. As part of my leaving, I made it clear that I wanted to go into the business of offshoring, given the experiences that I'd had and the benefit it had for the company independently, and had all those restrictions removed. So I was ready to go from my final day at the end of May. In that time, I established the business Shawser and went into partnership with Brett, who is my partner on the ground in South Africa. And the business that you've probably seen me post about, Shawser, is now alive and kicking. I'll give a little bit more context of that business, but jump back to i3. So whilst I've been on my garden leave and building up the plan for Shawser, I was also meeting with Suzanne and looking at a strategy from an i3 perspective, which you'll see some of the information in the newsletter today, all about how she's transitioning into semi-retirement. And we are looking to backfill and have more support from an admin perspective, and just a general customer service and service to all of you coaches and associates out there. So that led to the appointment of Tash, who you'll all get to meet at some stage, who's been an absolute superstar and is doing fantastic things for us. So that is also just something to say. I wouldn't have had the opportunity with Tash if not for establishing the business, the Shawser business, because it gives us the ability in i3 to leverage the amazing talent in South Africa. So I'm utilizing our own services to an extent in terms of Tash's appointment from an i3 perspective, and we will all benefit from that. It also gives me the opportunity to think about what's next in terms of resource and needs from an i3 perspective, and we can look to scale our support and services fairly quickly. To jump back to Shawser though, and why Shawser, i3 currently in its current state is a business that washes its face. So we the income that we get pays for everything we need, all the hosting, all the support, but it doesn't have a huge surplus of income. So a lot of it is it's self-funding, is more maintenance than growth-based is the best way to put it. So from a funding perspective, I need to generate income elsewhere, and to fund the growth ambitions that I've got for i3, the Shawser business has been born effectively. So just in terms of timing, and I suppose to be clear on it, Shawser is a startup business. It's really exciting. We've got some incredible prospects and there's a lot going on, and its growth trajectory and potential is very high. And so that's why I'm giving a lot of time and attention to it in the early phases of launching the business. So please don't be offended from an i3 perspective if you see me putting a lot of time and attention into that business. It is a startup. It's fully self-funded. So I'm putting money into that business that needs to work. So I'm sure all of you can appreciate, anyone who's been in a startup phase of a business, it's not easy and it needs time and attention. I am, however, giving far more time than I ever did to i3, in the sense of I'm focusing weekly. I've got weekly rhythms and meetings where I'm looking at strategically what we're doing. By comparison, I was spending a half a day every 3 months with Suzanne to go over and review what we were doing. So my involvement has scaled up a lot. I also am available to all of you, and I think it's just important to say, if anyone wants to get in touch with ideas about i3 within their own business and or the company they work with, please don't hesitate to get in touch. You now have Tash's details. Just pop me an email, we'll coordinate a time. So I'm very much available for virtual meets and would love to speak to and spend more time with you. We also are doing a review of our full associate base across the company. So people that have been stalwarts with the company or more active profilers recently, We're obviously looking to review everybody that's on that list and make sure that we've got the most active people that can deliver projects for i3 here in the UK and also out in South Africa. So Tash and I will be working on that over the next few weeks, and in a month or two you'll hear from us with an update on our associates. So I am very active, I am very involved. I do also just want to be clear that I am running a startup, so that's where you'll hear the noise and see things. But if you need to get in touch, please do. So you won't get this 5.5 or 6 minutes back. So I hope, though, that it's helped just share with all of you where I'm at, where we at from an i3 perspective. All my ambition to invest in i3, to fully redevelop the system are all still there. It just needs funding. And so I'm on a mission to create that funding and then accelerate what we do from a developmental perspective at i3. So really appreciate you all listening, and any questions, fire me an email, set up a call, and I'd love to chat.